Good afternoon, everyone. It is Krebsco here with another commentary for all of you in the game Company of Heroes. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different in the theme that I'm actually going to be accompanied by another commentator today. Actually, a fan commentator. That is going to be really cool. I'll get onto that in just a second. His name is Zeke. Welcome, Zeke, to the show.
Thanks for having me, Krebs. Pleasure to be here.
What an honor it is to have you on the show. I'm always up for having a dual commentary with a fan. Anytime, any place, anywhere. I actually let you guys know on my Facebook page yesterday that I wanted to do a commentary with you guys. A whole bunch of you requested to actually do a commentary with me, and well, we're gonna be getting through them one by one. This is Zeke. Alright, he comes from Australia, you can probably tell by the accent. And yeah, we're gonna be doing a double 2v2 on Wolfheze. Okay, so it's going to be a fully mixed up match, and we'll get on to introducing the players. I'm going to be actually looking at the allies today, so I'm going to be looking at one player going by the name of Terminator 55 as the Brits, and the other player going by the name of Skibanock 1945 as the Americans. Zeke, who are you looking at today?
Today I'm looking at a Wehrmacht player called SoLYouandME. I'll just shorten down that down to Sol. And we're looking at a PE player by the name of Opium.
Opium, okay. So we sort of know some of these names here. Opium has been a name that's popped up a few times in my previous casts. All experienced players, and it's going to be a relatively short game, about 23 minutes, but it's action, a lot of action. It's fast-paced, okay? So we're at the 5-second mark. Are you ready to get started, Zeke?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So we're going to be starting in 3 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And as I like to say, on we go to another very exciting matchup in the Company of Heroes battlefield. So, Zeke, I know you are my a fan collaborator today. I would like actually to find out maybe a little bit more about you. How long have you been playing Company of Heroes for?
I've been playing since probably 2008. I had a little break there for a couple of years, and now I've come back trying to make a name for myself, and mainly get practice, get my skills level up for Company Heroes 2.
Oh, very impressive. I think we're all actually preparing ourselves for Company of Heroes 2. In fact, I've been preparing for it for the last 5 years. But I know it sounds kind of weird. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Gonna have to pause that. But anyway, yeah, I totally agree. So you said you're actually trying to make a name for yourself. Do you mean in like the 1v1 field or what?
Yes, 1v1. Usually when I'm playing a 2v2, it'll just be playing around with my friends. I'm not 1v1 is definitely what I'm trying to be good, trying to make a name for myself.
Excelling,
yes.
yeah. 1v1 is definitely the spotlight. 2v2 is another great scene to get into as well, but that's good for you. I hope you all the best with your getting into 1v1. It's a very, very competitive scene. You're going to come across a lot of people. I feel like I'm going to sound like an elder here, but there is a big mix of people when you're playing with in 1v1. You get the elitists, you get friendly people, you just a whole mixture, so all the best, right? So anyway, let's get to commentating this actual game over here. What we can see is that we've got the Brits holding up the train station with a Bren carrier providing some support, and the allies overall stretching out towards the middle, down towards the vital cutoff point here with the fuel point, which is connected to that also vital munitions point over on the right hand side. Anything you can see with the axes at the moment?
We got some PGs putting down some sandbags for some nice green cover for his MG team, which is for his ally Sol. Looks like that MG is just going to be trying to take out this Bren carrier, forcing that to retreat.
A little bit, yeah. Actually did a pretty decent job on it, didn't they?
It did, and its MGs just ripped through those Bren carriers. Bren carriers have really got no armor whatsoever.
I know, that's right. Whenever you're taking on, you know, with you have a Bren carrier, always keep the distance unless you can flank. I just want to ask you a quick question. Was it definitely the Panzer Grenadiers that were putting down the sandbags, or was it Pioneers?
It looked like Panzer Grenadiers, but it was probably Pioneers.
It
We've
could be
got
Pioneers.
2 PG squads.
It really depends though, because with Axes, PGs only get the ability to put down sandbags when they go for Scorched Earth. So, unless they've already actually, like, you know, started going towards the Scorched Earth path, I don't know. But, we'll have to see what happens, right? Here we go, but anyway, we already got a few squads going down. I noticed that an engineer squad went down, being chased from the motorbike. And these are quite big losses for the Americans to be taken so early on. I believe we also saw a Pioneer go down a little bit earlier there.
Yes, we have Pioneers. Speaking of Pioneers, we've got Pioneers putting tank traps just so any armor can't get through to this victory point down the bottom right-hand corner. And we've all, and speaking of vehicles, we've also got a Panzerjäger Command coming out for the PE.
Interesting stuff. Panzerjäger Command. I wonder if they're going to be doing some sort of leapfrog. We'll have to see what comes out of that. Obviously, if they get the Panzerjäger Command, they could be getting, I don't know, mortar half-tracks or infantry half-tracks. All valid strategies, but a lot of times people will actually do a leapfrog. Have to see what comes out of it anyway. See, when you're playing playing this game, do you prefer playing as PE or Wehrmacht? What's your favorite faction?
Definitely Wehrmacht. And probably my favorite command, my company commander, would definitely have to be defensive. Okay,
so that's sort of
down,
like me.
yeah.
I think we've got a bit of similarities going on right there. That's actually one of my most favorite doctrines to go for the Wehrmacht as well, defensive. It's sort of an underdog doctrine in my opinion. But here we go, we've got a flanking...
we have a sniper, yeah, it might get revealed here by the Bren.
I think the Bren's going to have to get a little bit closer if he wants to actually reveal it.
I don't think it can actually see it, no.
Do you think he even knows that there's a sniper out? I don't think so.
No, he doesn't.
No, 0 kills on the sniper, so it hasn't even been acknowledged that there's such a thing. Oh, but the Americans have their own sniper, so this is already going to be turning out into some sort of sniper fest. But look at that motorbike coming out. Oh no.
That sniper's going to have to watch it.
Enemy unit down.
Oh no. That's the sniper gone already. What a big loss for the Americans so early on. To be just losing a sniper like that.
These PEs aren't going to win this battle against a infantry section with a lieutenant. Yep, retreat.
Oh man, what time are you on, by the way?
Not sure. It's it's 11:15 here at night on the
I actually mean
night.
on the recording.
6 minutes.
6 minutes, yeah, I'm just exactly around there as well. Just thought it was a bit unusual. I wasn't sure if we were looking at the same thing or not. Is it on your screen, the axes seem to be pushed back, right?
They are. They've hardly got anything on the front line right now.
It's a bad position to be in, isn't it? I mean...
They've just caught in an armoured car.
An armoured car. Well, that's probably a good idea to actually do that, because at the moment it seems like they're a little bit locked in. You can see that the Americans have an MG set down along the front line, just going to be providing some suppression so nothing can come this direction along the right hand side. But then again, sniper just coming out for the axes right there. Oh god. Oh god. I think what the Americans...
Sniper doing surprisingly well, Wehr.
Yeah, I mean, because he took out the American sniper, so it's not like the Americans, yeah, can do actually a counter snipe at the moment. It's quite a difficult position to be in, because if you think about it, the Americans have gone for a WSC. They can't even get a Jeep. They can't even get a Jeep out to actually look for the sniper. Look at that Bren carrier, so close to the...
I think what we're really seeing now is just how strong the Bren carrier can be at the mid-early game.
Oh my
like, he is
God.
absolutely harassing them. They can't even get anything down on the front lines.
Did you see the Wehrmacht sniper go down right there?
Yep, that's what I meant.
Do you think that was the Immort, or was that the Bren that killed him?
That was the Bren, I think. It was right next to him.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't really tell. I mean, maybe that was some sort of explosive damage. Maybe it was the Bren carrier that finished him off. I'm not exactly sure, because if I look at the Bren carrier, it's actually got 1 infantry kill at the moment, so maybe. Could be it. But a Greyhound just coming out for the Axis at the moment, for the Americans, sorry. And do the Axis actually have anything to counter this right now?
A Greyhound. Yes, they've got a pack, but it's camouflaged and it's going to take a long time to get anywhere while it's camouflaged.
I know. If they're at least going to do anything.
Slowly moving forwards towards the front lines.
Very, very slowly. Maybe he's just waiting for
he's going to target the Brit carrier, I think.
Good idea for the Axis to actually put down that those tank traps down there, wasn't it? I mean, it's preventing the Greyhound from even moving forward.
Yeah, but that MG team's moved in.
Oh god, look how...
Anything that's going to come through this little town down the bottom is just going to get mauled.
I'll have to see how successful this is going to be. I don't know if anything's going to really be focusing on the MG team at the moment. I think they're a little bit worried with the M8 right there. And that's already one shot out from the pack, taking it down to about half health. But still, I'm quite a bit worried for the Axis altogether because they don't really seem to have a lot of anti-tank. I mean, if you look at the PGs, quite a bit of anti-infantry right there.
Yeah.
Anti-infantry, but not really much in terms of anti-tank. I mean, if the Americans went for some sort of M8 spam, which they totally could, they've got plenty of fuel at the moment because they've held this map control for so long now. Totally could.
That mortar's going to do nothing against the Brit carrier.
Hey, you can't. There's no harm in trying. God, yeah, not going to be doing anything. But where's that mortar actually coming from? Oh, it's from the
it's
mortar,
a mortar half track. Yeah,
I
it's
see
just
that.
set down inside their front lines.
I see.
Behind the PG squads.
I'm guessing. What do you think is the reason behind getting that mortar half track?
I say he was probably expecting slit trenches, so he could maybe use the incendiary rounds against them.
Yeah, certainly. Anything that's immobile. Look at that, actually. One mortar round killing off, what is that, 5 guys? 5 Brit members, Tommies? That was, that's already paying itself off.
The pack made it to the front lines, and it took out the M8.
Well done. Amazingly long range as well, isn't it? Look at the distance between those two.
There's nothing that can take on a pack at that range, really.
Oh, I know. Well, we got an incendiary round.
Yeah.
Oh, actually burning that MG. Surprised how fast he actually died. Still had like a third of their health left, and they didn't actually manage to even get out of there. What we've got from the Americans, though, airborne doctrine coming out because we got the paratroopers being unlocked. I'm actually curious to know because they've obviously gone down along the left-hand side, I believe, with the paratroopers. I'm wondering if they're going to go down along the right-hand side because we've seen a lot of infantry out. So I'm thinking maybe it might be appropriate to go for a strafing run. But what we see for the airborne is that they're actually upgrading their recoilless rifles at the moment. Probably wants to take out that armored car. But one airborne squad alone doesn't look like it's going to be that effective.
Where's that airborne squad?
It's down along the right-hand side. It's actually on the very right-hand side of the map.
Yep.
But do you see the artillery coming down at the moment?
Yes, and I also see the slit trenches that I was talking about earlier, so that's where that mortar half track will come in handy now.
Yeah, I see that. It's right on the front line as well. How annoying. Imagine that you want to move forward, but you can't. You have to throw down an incendiary round. You know, technically, the Brits could do something really smart. They could actually throw, the PE could throw down an incendiary round, but they could easily just delete that trench as soon as it comes down and just build another one. You know, sort of wasting the ammunition of the PE. All possibilities, but tons of infantry out for the Wehrmacht at the moment. This looks almost like an infantry spam.
We're seeing lots of grenadier squads just getting thrown against the MGs.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, they're not gonna get anywhere against the amount of units.
So Skimonok actually bringing out more snipers right now. I guess he must have been quite afraid of all of those, all the infantry, and so he's just getting direct counters for them at the moment. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, critical hit on the sniper. Critical hit. That is so frustrating. It was down to about half health, and then one bullet killed him off. God. Well, it's not looking too good for Skimonok and his snipers. I think 2 snipers down already. Is he actually going to learn a lesson? Maybe he needs to be a bit more conservative with them. But you know, despite all this happening right now, the Americans have had a pretty much solid control of the map the entire game, haven't they?
They have. They've really got this middle victory point under their control. And the Axis are going to have to do something soon, because those victory point tickers is just ticking down very slowly. Or very quickly, actually.
309 left for them. It's only going to last you so long, right? Well, we got more artillery, it looks like, coming down, if I'm seeing this right. Or is that a mortar? I don't actually know. But I'm guessing, let's take a look around where this artillery is. Yep. There's a 25-pounder gun howitzer out for the Brits, so that's why we were seeing some heavier shells.
Oh yes, it's at the back of their base.
Yeah, quite safe. And, you know, I'm quite surprised that the Allies have not managed to push off the Axis altogether and actually win this game by now. I mean, come on, when you're talking about a fuel race, the Americans are pretty much swimming in fuel at the moment. 254 saved up. How much do the Axis have at the moment?
They've got nothing. They've got 43.
This is what I mean. I mean, the Allies have such a good opportunity to have this tech advantage almost 15 minutes into the game, and they still have not managed to actually, you know, produce any late game armor. You know, a quick Cromwell, quick Sherman, that could be a game changer.
I think the reason that the British and the Americans haven't been able to keep a hold of the front lines, just those armored cars they got, and this mortar half-track has got 14 kills.
Oh my god.
The armored car has 12 kills and three buildings.
Oh my gosh. I think it's just wasting down on all of the Allies' manpower, if anything. Because they probably want this manpower to, you know, get a tank depot, get some Shermans out, but they're trying to deal with the infantry that's currently on the field, and it's actually a common mistake with a lot of players. If say they are faced with the challenge of a lot of infantry at the moment, what they'll actually think of is, hey, maybe we'll just go get some anti-infantry in terms of snipers and MGs and whatever else, right? But the actual appropriate way of doing it, and the best way of actually approaching it, is to actually tech on up, get a Sherman, because that's going to work a lot better in the long run. But anyway, we've got assault coming here, 2 paratrooper squads, and oh my gosh, this armored car. Armored cars being so effective against these paratroopers. It's not even giving them an opportunity to even take a shot out on it.
And that mortar half-track has 20 kills now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, a 25-pounder.
Wow. Right on top of the PGs. I suppose giving them a taste of their own medicine. Gotta see how effective this is gonna be. How are the Allies gonna deal with this mortar half-track? I mean, I think if anything, the mortar's half-track is getting so lucky with these well-placed shots. 20 kills. 20 kills. Wow. But overall, it seems like the Allies are losing their foot stance on the right-hand side of the map. They're trying to capture some stuff over on the left-hand side.
More slit trenches.
Yeah.
That's where the mortar half-track will come in handy again.
I think so. I definitely think so. Oh my gosh. This mortar half-track is so useful. Look at that. It's taking out some more of these heavy machine gun teams over here. How many kills is up to? 22 already. So it seems like the Allies are slowly losing their hold over here. Oh my gosh, what the heck is that? It looked like a lieutenant. Yeah, it looked like some observed artillery coming out for the lieutenant.
Something interesting on the Panzer Elite base is that looks like they're preparing for anti-tank warfare. They're bringing out plenty of tank buster Panzer Grenadiers, and they're building martyrs also.
I think it's the appropriate thing to be doing, to be honest. I mean, They're probably a bit worried right now. They've seen that there's been a lot of infantry out for the Allies, and nothing really in terms of tanks, have they? They saw the Greyhound, that's not really anything. So this sort of abstinence, this sort of absence of any late game armor is probably getting them a little bit worried, and so they're getting more anti-tank out at the moment. But to what avail? Because the Allies still haven't really come out with any late game armor. They've only got another Greyhound out, and that's pretty much it. So, oh gosh. I think the Americans are slowly whittling down here. They had such a great hold early and towards the mid-game, but now it looks like they're actually falling apart slightly here with the Panzerschrecks actually annihilating some of their AT guns.
How many kills does that 25 pounder got?
I can't actually see. It doesn't actually show up for some reason. I imagine quite a few, if anything.
Yeah, as I know, I was just noticing the hits, thinking that must be doing some casualties right now, but this Greyhound's so dead. Yep.
Oh man. The unit preservation in this game is a little bit off.
That's an understatement.
Enemy unit down.
Got more slit trenches coming down. That mortar half track's just going to keep racking up the kills.
I'm just kind of finding this a bit frustrating because, I mean, the Americans could easily have changed this, and same with the Brits. If they just went for late game armor, just, you know, some Cromwells and Shermans, that would have been too much for the Wehrmacht to handle. I think even now, if they had a few Shermans and Cromwells, that could still do a lot of good. Oh well, that is the mortar half-track finally going down, at last. Oh, look at all these tank buster squads out for the PGs.
It's a bit of a waste at the moment because they've preempted the Allied strategy. They haven't got any armor.
I know, like, what is the point of having out so many anti-tank when the Allies don't even have anything? MP44 is doing a really good job over here at the Brits HQ, actually annihilating a squad. And in fact, the Brits are even afraid. They actually kept one of their squads in the slit trench whilst they were on fire because they were so afraid of the MP44s just outside their HQ. So what we've got is actually a Bofors coming down for Terminator. I don't think SimCity is...
Yeah, it's covering a very dodgy position.
I really don't think SimCity is the appropriate response at the moment.
Enemy unit down.
At least one PG squad going down there, tank buster squad.
Is being taken by the enemy. Our forces are taking casualties.
But these tank busters aren't really doing that much, to be honest. I mean, they're not really killing anything.
I mean, it's really a waste. That's 360 manpower they're wasting every hit with every squad. I mean, there wasn't even a hint of any armor strategy coming from the British or the Americans. There's almost a point of which you can guess what your enemy's going to do, but that was just too early, I think. But it doesn't look like it's mattered because the Axis really have a control of the map now.
Also, well, I suppose the one positive benefit of all these Panzerschrecks is they're at least destroying all these buildings.
Yep.
If you notice with the emplacements and everything going down really fast, one of the best counters to those is just Panzerschrecks, and they're doing such a great job. That they destroyed the 25 pounder. That's the field support truck gone. And
yeah, this is... They're not going to recover from this now.
They're just doing... The nice thing about the Axis is they're doing hit and run tactics. They just destroy what they need to and they're out of there. Yeah, I definitely don't see the Brits coming back from this.
Interesting thing is that, yeah, we've only just seen doctrinal choices from both of the Axis. We've just seen Terror Doctrine coming down for the Wehrmacht.
Do they have a lot of... I don't know, do they have a lot of munitions? Do they?
They're getting plus 37. It looks like they're using all their munitions just on MP44s.
What about manpower? Do they have a lot of that?
Yes, the PG has 1,200 manpower.
Wow. So maybe you save it for a Panther battle group of some sort. I'm just sort of wondering.
Just rub salt in the wounds now, I imagine.
Yeah.
Panther battle group.
It's all just downhill from here. The Americans, I don't know what happened to them. I mean, come on, they had such a good hold early on in this game, and they just lost it. I think it was just because they built the incorrect units, and also their unit preservation wasn't the best. I mean, American losing 2 snipers before they could even be paid off in themselves. I mean, all of these units really do count. 340 manpower each of them. That's in fact Terminator just dropping out right there. I think it's just way too much for them to handle. And that's actually the game over. What was the game finisher? Oh, we had something going up north over here at the American base. Looked like the Grenadiers are actually doing a base assault. So that is it, guys.
That's where all their munitions had gone completely, I suppose, just on Panzerschrecks and MP44s for their blobs, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess what they were going for was just anti-tank spam with all those Panzerschrecks. If they couldn't destroy any armor, I mean, the only armor on the field was imaginative for the Allies, they just didn't exist, then I guess what they were going to use their Panzerschrecks for was just destroying their bases, and they've done such a great job with that. Destroying the emplacements, destroying the headquarters for the field support truck, also then going for a direct assault, and by this point in the late game, the Americans pretty much had nothing out on the field. They lost so many units early on, mid-game, that they just didn't have anything for the later game, and now they just got completely overrun. So, that was quite a quick game, indeed. What do you think about it?
I think that it wasn't a good demonstration of unit preservation, but it was an interesting use. I like to see the use of the mortar half-track. I mean, it's one of my favourite units, just because mortars are just so good at taking out emplacements. They just do such damage to people, to your enemy's manpower. I mean, 30 kills for one mortar half-track. I mean, that has just paid itself over multiple times.
I'm surprised it actually done so well. I mean, my own experience is that mortar half-tracks, so you got to be quite lucky to get good shots out on them, and I think there was a degree of luck in this, because, you know, that I remember fondly that one of the first shots that the mortar half-track came out with, killing 5 guys between 2 squads. You know, that takes a little bit of luck, I think. Right?
We ended up seeing a Hummel self-propelled artillery as well out for the PE.
That was
Where's that PE?
Yeah, I see that right there.
there.
Well, I don't know. Did it get a lot of kills? I can't actually see any. Maybe
it got none.
It got none. So it must have came out a little bit too late for its effectiveness. It is actually the end of the scorched earth doctrinal tree line. So I suppose that explains it. So anyway, guys, this is the end of the replay. Hope you enjoyed this. I know it was quite a short one, but it displayed a comeback of some sorts. The Americans, unfortunately, losing a hold of their grasp. I mean, it should definitely have been their game, but unfortunately, they just crumbled upon too many losses there. So anyway, guys, thank you, Zeke, for actually accompanying me for this cast.
No problem.
Alright, and that is that. If you would like to do any dual commentaries with me, you can follow me on the Facebook page. Eventually, I will be getting across to other people. Anyway, until next time, guys, have a very nice day. See you all later.